Welcome back to the Photography Clips podcast. Sometimes it's not the weather, the gear, or an external factor that gets in our way. Sometimes it's physical limitations. Much time is devoted to discussing limitations that hamper our photographic efforts. What happens when the weather isn't right, or there is no way to get the elements you see before you into the perfect composition, or when your gear can't do what you want? Like trying to create macro images without so much as a macro filter, let alone a lens, to work with. But these aren't the only limitations we photographers face. What about our physical limitations? I struggle with Crohn's disease and a long history of blood clots, and I'm red-green colorblind, which can make post-processing a challenge. We all have such limitations. Maybe it's aging knees, a bad back, or something else entirely. Even among those currently young and spry, a day could come when we're not so spry anymore. So what do we do with these physical limitations? In my opinion, we certainly don't let them stop us from pursuing our passions. Instead, we need to be determined to work around such things, and perhaps even more importantly, we need to think creatively to come up with solutions that work for each of us. I can't list all the ways a photographer might get around the myriad physical limitations they may encounter. Still, I will give you a sampling of ideas so you can see what I mean, and hopefully develop your solutions. For some of us, problems or health issues that may impede our work are the sorts of things that come and go. Most of the time, you're perfectly ready to go out hiking, but some days you wake up with a nasty headache or your stomach gives you trouble. What are you to do? One of the best ways to combat this is to organize your life around recurring chronic issues. If you know that certain things will doubtlessly crop up to slow your progress, save yourself some work you can do on those off days. Maybe you can't be hiking in the field and forest, gathering new photos to process, but perhaps you can be comfortably propped up at your computer, a steaming mug of tea at the ready, working on that post-processing. Or if you do a lot of photography reading, these might be the ideal days to sit on the couch and work your way through some literature you've been meaning to read. In this way, you can keep moving forward despite issues that may hold you back. For some of us, the problem is hiking. If you've got bad knees or another mobility issue that prevents you from walking around as much as you'd like, then going out and taking photographs can become a real challenge. There are a few ways to get around this. One thing you can do is, scout online. If you enjoy nature photography, for instance, search for local parks and nature preserves in your area with accessible walking trails. Some parks will be rougher, with narrow, rocky game trails that are hard to navigate, but you'll also find many nicely paved trails, ramps, and walkways. Learn about these places before you make the trip, and you'll know which you'll be able to tackle. Another thing to think about is ways to make photography easier on yourself. Would you like to get out of the car to take a photograph? Not necessarily. If mobility is a challenge, and you won't be blocking traffic, and you're in a safe area, not parked on a blind corner where oncoming traffic won't be able to see you, then you can always roll down the window and take photographs that way. You may need to think more creatively about compositions, but you'll still take photos. And as a bonus, you can prop your camera or elbows on the car door. No need for a tripod. I mention back pain in particular because it is something that all of us either already struggle with or will do in the future. Nothing can cause a backache like carrying a heavy camera bag all day. And if you're prone to back pain, then the idea of long photo outings may inspire dread because you know at the end of the day it's going to hurt. One solution to this is to pack lightly, and if possible, put your gear on wheels. A small pull-behind wagon or even a suitcase with wheels will work. But what about those times that you'll be out in the wilderness, somewhere where those small wheels won't go? My best suggestion is to be careful about the backpack-style camera bags you buy. Skip the bags that only go over one shoulder. This can lead to an unbalanced posture, a sure way to give yourself a backache. Instead, look at bags that fit over both shoulders and specifically choose a bag that fits you. It should balance evenly and distribute the weight of your gear in ways that won't cause you pain. This can differ from person to person. We're all different sizes and heights, and we all get backaches in various places along the spine. Be sure to choose the style that fits you best. Photography revolves around vision. which makes these issues tricky to deal with. If you struggle with poor vision, larger monitors, glasses or contacts, cameras with enlarging viewfinders and crystal clear live view displays will help you. Color blindness is another issue. To help get past this while post-processing, you can always use the color picker tool to help differentiate between colors. Each color has its code, so you can judge which color is which by looking at that numerical value. And don't forget about your friends. If you're unsure if the colors look off, ask a friend to tell you what they see. As I said, this is only a tiny sampling of the physical challenges that can impede a photographer's progress. If there is one thing to take away, it's this. Don't get discouraged and don't give up. No matter what, you can always find a way to keep creating photos. Thank you for listening and subscribing to the Photography Clips podcast. If you would like to learn more about my photography, please visit photographyclips.com. I hope you have a wonderful day. Now go and enjoy the beauty of God's creation through your lens.